We have ourselves a bit of a casted Age of Mythology game to watch. In this side is going to be the YouTuber himself and Twitter streamer. It is Asus Husk Soup playing as the Isis in the right side. And he's up against Mao Mao, who I believe is a second account for Tunison. I'm pretty sure Tunison is he is one of the best players in the world. He came second in the S tier tournament that was hosted by Boit very recently. So extremely strong player, and Soup as well is a tournament player and likes to stream his point of views. Tunison's been streaming a little bit as well recently, and we're going to be seeing a bit of a Demeter versus Isis matchup. And I wouldn't even be able to tell you who's favored in this one because we very rarely see Demeter, and I don't think she's ever played to her truest strengths, if I'm honest. But maybe Tunison can show us how it's done. He's starting off with a couple on gold, one over to the wood, and the rest food. Very standard. I mean, she is a Greek goddess, so gonna have a pretty standard build order coming at us right here. Soup is always a build order guy, and you can see he's already got 10 favor in the bank because he's been just swapping between the monument to the villagers and then back over to the granary, and he's going for his very, very quick Flood of the Nile upgrade with his 5 villagers over on the gold. He's going to start bringing more over to the food, and he's going to get the Flood of the Nile and a quick temple, and then see what he wants to do there. And shift clicking that, which means if he wants to go Anubites, he will be able to get a very quick Anubites as well. That's what I like to do when I do this build as the Isis player. You can do it for Sphinx too. It just means that you have to chop and change a little bit longer, and it looks like Soup is doing it for quite a long time. So he is proper min-maxing this one. Really wants to get as much favor as he can. The relic-wise, we've got the old villagers return part of their cost upon dying. The old martyrdom relic, not very exciting. Increases the crush damage of siege. So siege is better. Siege is better is always a good one. Caravans are cheaper and move faster. We like that one for late game. And Pegasus will come and scout for you. Probably one of the best relics for anyone that doesn't have access to a Pegasus or a very good scout. These two civs here, Isis and Demeter, or just Greek in general, are probably the best scouters in the entire game. Isis has this guy. Maybe he won't have scouted very much at the moment, but he can drop obelisks down super quickly, and they are extremely cheap. They cost 5 gold, which is a little bit ridiculous. And obviously, this guy here, Tunison, can build a Pegasus, so no problem there. He's also got his temple very, very close to the town center. I like when players do this, rather than putting it on the outside like we see quite often. If you're Demeter, whack that guy close enough to your town center and make sure the goats are here, because each one of these flashing goat fellas is going to be able to grant this guy more favor down here. So he's getting 0.12 instead of 0.1, which might not seem like a lot, but it ends up making a bit of a difference. So that is one of Demeter's strengths, and she does have Pan coming through, which is going to be the old Lycon upgrades. I don't know why everything's old today, but anyway. The Lycon upgrade. It's definitely not old. It's a new Lycon upgrade. So he will be able to grab a second town center if that's what he wants to go for. This one's disgusting. I wouldn't advise that one. Actually, town centers on this map are not looking good. If you can secure this one, I guess there is giraffes and gold mines behind it, but not great. But it looks like that is potentially what Tunison's going for. He could also come over here with a village center here. Would be kind of a wild play, but I actually really like it because Lycons, or just villages in general, build closer next to gold mines, and having a village center on giraffes and a gold mine is so strong. He's going for the back one. Ooh. I don't know, so many of these top players do this though. They go to these town centers, and I was actually a funny story. I was at work today, and sometimes when I have a bit of downtime, I'm like, I could make an Age of Mythology video. What could I make one about? And I was thinking when to go for a second town center, all right? Because so many people ask me, they're like, why, when do you go for a town center? Well, they didn't ask me, but they'd ask in general, when to go for a second town center. And I would say, so say there was a town center here, I would be like, well, this is a perfect town center to go for because it's obvious. There's giraffes, there's gold mines, there's this, that, and the other, and things to defend. And then this would be my example of just an awful town center. Unless you're someone like Set, where Set just doesn't care if the town center's good because you can just have animals there and do whatever you want. or somebody like Thor, maybe. Thor maybe doesn't matter as much because you can drop a gold mine close to it. I'm just trying to think of other civs, but Set is definitely one of them. I guess you do get these 2 Lycons anyway, so you do get 2 villagers for dropping this one. And while we're just ignoring what Super's doing, he is going for a extremely fast heroic age, so no second town center for him. Dropped his monument to the villagers, and that is it. So if you want to go for a fast heroic, kind of the classic, the Mr. style, like when he started playing Retold, and I used to copy that build quite a lot, he would go for a second monument with the armory and with the whatnot, and also getting this upgrade here, getting sacred cats, so and also husbandry. So you kind of have a not as fast heroic as you can go for, but when you get to the heroic age, you have a decent amount of eco in. Obviously, Soup does have his prosperity, so has 1200 gold in the bank, so he will be able to drop a fortress and Migdal Stronghold whenever he wants, and he is going for that Ancestors Eclipse. I don't think we don't see this at all anymore, because they do have 0.5 multiplier against villagers. And Tunison just goes, well, you're not attacking this area. The ceasefire for 100 seconds down that way, and the minions are going to look for something else to do. Tunison, no respect to this Ancestors Eclipse whatsoever. He's trying to min-max it as best as he can, and I think that is his downfall, because 2 of those villagers do go down. I think so many top players do this, and they try and min-max the amount of resources they collect. Just whack these guys into the town center ASAP. Otherwise, I think he's going to lose so many of these villagers. Does pop them out nicely, but the Sphinx doing big damage. Nice snipe from the Iolus plus Orpheus combo, and actually only loses a couple of villagers. That could have gone so much worse. So maybe Tunison knows what he's doing. Who knew? And he's actually going for a town center. Okay. Maybe he's thinking that Tunison doesn't know about this town center. I mean, he doesn't know at this point. He doesn't know that the town center's coming. Normally, when you go for a heroic age this quickly, you're not expecting another town center to be dropped. But there is a Catastropus having a little look-see around. And what's going to be happening? There's a Migdal Stronghold up. Of course, that was what we were expecting. And some camels to be coming out. See what Soup sees, see where he wants to attack. So the Iolus up here is attacking some of those obelisks. There's an obelisk down here, but this is safe for the next 20 seconds. The thing is, it isn't like a ceasefire. Say there was 20 seconds left of a ceasefire, you can just run out and be absolutely fine. But when this runs out, he is in danger. There is a wooden wall that can be kind of danced around to some extent, so the Tunisian villagers are probably okay. And the villager is going to take some damage, but again, you can just move through this wooden gate and kind of be fine. The good play is to get some camels on this side as well. And actually, the Lycons are down here. And Soup goes, well, better get out of here. I mean, that is 2 villagers down for Tunison. We can see that the villager discrepancy isn't actually too closely in Tunison's favor, because he did lose some villagers earlier to those raids, and the Lycons do count for quite a lot of population. Does he have any that haven't transformed into something else? He's got 3 here. Are there any other ones? No, I think all of them have now transformed, so he does have about a 3 villager lead. There's just a little bit of a bug with the scoreboard where it shows the Lycons as costing 3 population, so three villagers instead of the 1, which they really should be for this graph, because they do cost 3 population because they are a myth unit. And the priest's going to be having a look around, trying to get an obelisk up, but doesn't manage to get that one. Sacred cats and all the eco coming through now. We don't really ever see this, where somebody's gone fast heroic and then dropped a town center. I mean, it's only really Isis that can do this, because she just has an insane amount of gold economy. Also, shaft mine already in, and getting an insane amount of gold. What's the option here for Soup? He does have the one Migdal Stronghold, but Tunison pretty much secured the entirety of this map. What does he see? He doesn't see that the town center's up yet. He doesn't know what he's against. The Catastropus is trying to have a look around everywhere, trying to see, is he on this hunt, which would make sense considering a 1TC player might be on this hunt. There's going to be a priest coming over here looking for this relic. Which relic is this one? Oh, the Martyrdom relic. Not really the most exciting. But a free relic is a free relic, going over, getting a little bit of favor in. I think Soup's not really looking for much favor income for his strategy here. He's still got the one monument, and one monument just gives you the bare minimum of favor. Very, very little. About half a Greek or half a Demeter villager praying. So not a lot at all. Migdal Stronghold is going to be spotted. Expected it to be somewhere. Monuments and Soldiers now coming up. There's no aggressive god powers to be used from Tunison, so it makes sense if you're not going for some favor strategy to just not drop this one. But I do like to see it early on if you're going for myth units at any point. Basically, he also wants to get some of his upgrades in. I mean, the wood chopping one here, where the tree chops down in one chop. You know, just a little bit of eco boost there, plus the 10% on wood. Kind of just chilling out. Also has taken the eco lead. I think Tunison here hasn't got the Lycon upgrade back, has he? He didn't go... No. So this one makes you be able to transform your Lycons back into villagers. And they could have been just grabbing resources for all this time. They also hunt quicker, so would have been worth it for sure. But instead trying to go just use them as myth units. I mean, they are decent, you know, they are decent myth units. The Hammer Dryads. We see more of these guys. No, there's nothing else at the moment. Could set a cheeky trap with the Hammer Dryad, which Soup might run into at some point. But both guys kind of sitting back. I think it's fine for Soup to sit back in this position because he's got all the map control he really wants. Tunison does have this one gold mine up here. He's literally just started. So, I mean, he is fine to also be in this position for the time being. He just doesn't want to be in it long term. And he is getting... What is this upgrade? The Hammer Dryad has more HP, more damage, and the recharge is quicker. So he is going for the cheeky trees. Can we see? Yes, we can see the trees. If I move over to Soup's perspective, do I still see the tree. Okay, so I don't have to be Tunison to be able to see this tree. Okay. Just spectator things. Obviously, Soup won't be able to see that tree is a cheeky one, but you would assume one right next to the town center probably isn't a tree that's going to exist. Anyway, Hammer Dryad coming through. There are two of them now. Oh, this one's doing the proper sneaky. Oh, the priest is going to spot it. The priest is going to spot it. Will he spot it? Oh, did he see it? Don't think he saw it. Anyway, back over here. Lycon's going to be being taken out by the priest pretty quickly. I think he got Nephthys upgrades. No, he got Spirit of March. Didn't get the one which does more damage, but doesn't need it. Getting 6 priests out is normally enough. And the priest was so close. I guess this is the circle. This is the radius that is the big bomb. The bomb is outrageous. It's absolutely ridiculous if you haven't seen it. It got buffed for some unknown reason. The thing about the tree from the last patch, from when Demeter was released, is that everything except for the explosion was just dog tier. It was so bad. Absolutely awful. But the explosion is OP as hell. And that also got buffed. I don't even know where that decision even comes in. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I think Soup has noticed this one. And that tree... Oh, he hasn't noticed that one though. Oh, he's so close to it. Oh, he just right-clicked the tree. He knew. And still the damage came through. It's fine, though, because there's loads of priests and there's no other villagers. I think he was just... I would love to see the point of view of him. I wonder who was streaming this. So maybe I can go back and find it later. I assume he was just spam clicking to find which tree was his. Unless he saw it from earlier. I didn't even know you could attract... I didn't even know you could attack it when it was a tree. Anyway, Icarus coming in is a big counter to that Phoenix. And the Meteor is going to get dropped down in the main base, I assume. There is Hera coming through. This could be absolutely devastating. 30 seconds left on the Hera. Is it coming through the main town center? It is. But I believe the Meteor... Oh, it is. Wow, that Meteor... Just the RNG there. The last two went on the town center, and that was it. That is not what you want to see if you're Soup. But I think he's in such a good spot anyway. I don't think it matters too much. After he took down the trees, I think the trees were the only thing really stopping him. And of course, Icarus is going to be a pain. There was a lightning storm, though. Town center is a bit drunk. There is Migdal Stronghold, though. Should be fine. Villagers can garrison inside this Migdal Stronghold, but not everything can. So it looks like he's saving the army over the villagers, which, I mean, you know, it just depends what you're kind of valuing there. He's got 3 town centers, so probably would value the army instead. It is more expensive, can reproduce those villagers, also ahead in villager numbers anyway. So probably a fine decision. You're going to take some damage either way, so I don't think there's really a right or wrong call. It just depends what you want to do. He got 20 spots and decided to save all his army. The elephants were also being saved. Maybe just getting the elephants in instead of the priests. But there is another bug, and there's a bug. I raised it about a year ago. But if you would select all of your Egyptian units and you try and garrison in, the priests go first, and the rest of them just sit around and wait. I don't even know why they do that, but they have some sort of priority to get to safety first. But the other ones physically can't get in. So if you were to move all of these units in, and the elephants are the closest, they won't go in until all the priests are in. Or at least the first one. I can't really remember, to be honest. But anyway, Medusa's in the back line. There is, of course, Medusa's through because Hera is in for Tunison. Catapult on this side trying to go after the town center that is weak from the meteor from earlier, which we do like to see. Tunison, unfortunately, going to be losing out on his upgrade for his archers there. That was the Hestia upgrade, which makes your archers do some kind of bounce damage, if that's what it's called. The town center does go down. War elephants in, and there's some nice healing micro this side. There's not enough melee units to really do anything. Spirit of Mart goes hard. Spirit of Mart priests are very, very strong. I think priests probably underrated in general for their healing. Their damage against anything that's not a myth unit is really bad. But them as just healing bots to have in your army when you have something like war elephants and things like that. Does he have the Thoth upgrade as well? Does have the Thoth upgrade. This is so strong. It makes them do more damage. They're cheaper and they're 1 less pop. Where if you combine that with Isis, so Isis gets more population anyway. So this is her 3 town centers, 3 fortified town centers is 250 population. And then if you end up having, what is this, 13 elephants, you're saving 13 population to have more elephants out, more chariot archers, more priests, and it is an absolute disgusting combo. And we see another explosion from the tree, but unfortunately the tree just wasn't cutting it today. The tree only goes after 1 elephant, and I don't think elephants are really the prime target. Elephant priest combo with the Spirit of Mart. So I don't really play much Isis anymore just because I'm a bit of a low-key enjoyer. But this was my combo when I played a lot of Isis. And it's nice to see other players knowing how strong it is and just going for it. Spirit of Mart priests plus war elephants. Dirty. Absolutely dirty combo. Let's look at the boys. Look at them sit back there. None of these guys are taking any damage. I think he just got it on auto heal. It's not even kind of microing it. You can get really sweaty with it and you know, go on the ones that are 1 HP. This guy that's back here, but just leaving it on auto heal is a good choice. And yeah, this was a really interesting strat from the Isis player here, from Soup. I don't think I've ever seen someone go fast heroic into town center Migdal before. Just because there's no need to. This was like an old strategy from the original game that players would do because you couldn't build town centers in the classical age. But now you can. Obviously, you're not going to see that. But well played from the Soupster.